Morning, everybody. Hope y'all had a happy Halloween, had a good time trick-or-treating with your children. Just wanted to take a minute to talk about some of the stuff going on in the world right now and to reiterate vigilance and preparedness for anything that may or may not happen. In case you live under a rock, you'll know that we are currently funding two wars, which supposedly our financial leaders say we are more than capable of doing. We've sent billions upon billions of dollars over to Ukraine, funding their war against Russia, which at this point I'm beginning to think is more of a money laundering scheme than anything for the crime family known as the Bidens. On top of that, we are now funding the Israelis, which I genuinely believe we should be doing, against the terrorist group Hamas, which unprovoked attacked the Israelis. And on top of that, we have sent, I believe it is 2 fleets into the Middle East. Now I hear talk that we are going to be sending a 3rd fleet or more to guard Taiwan from China. So where does that leave the United States? Completely underprotected, underfunded, and wide open. It is a very discouraging thought. Our borders are pretty much unprotected. All these people streaming up from everywhere through the southern border, 90% of which, from what I see in the news and reports, are men of military age. I don't know where all these women and children are, but they certainly don't look like they've traveled thousands of miles on foot. They all have cell phones, they all look pretty well fed, they all have clean clothing. I saw an interview with a couple of people that were coming across. They were coming in from Syria and places like that, which is also quite discouraging. What does this mean? I am no analyst by any means, but from my layman terms, that means we are being invaded, and it is being let happen. Sending our troops overseas, sending our money overseas. Our economy is tanking, inflation is up. I don't care what talking heads say. They don't live in the real world. My grocery budget has doubled in cost for half as much food. So nobody on this planet is going to tell me that inflation is down and people are doing better, period. Now, we do have a silver lining, in my humble opinion. Being the United States of America and being founded with the Constitution and our inalienable rights, the second of the most important of our rights being the right to bear arms. Now, there is far more to that Second Amendment than just bearing arms. I am planning on doing a video on the Second Amendment and the full verbiage, which does include the right to bear arms, protect ourselves and our family, but it also talks about having a standing militia. Luckily for us, again, that Constitution grants us the right to have a standing militia and bear those arms. Meaning, although our military personnel may be deployed on some fool's errand for things that I really don't think we should be involved in, the citizens of this country had the right to purchase, store, and carry firearms. I believe the last statistic I read was that there is at least, if I'm not mistaken, it was 5 firearms per household and trillions of rounds of ammunition. Meaning, the United States has the largest freestanding militia in the world. This freestanding militia will be the hard line, pardon the language, but when the shit hits the fan. And I believe it is coming. I hope to God that it does not, but I believe that it is. So, all those folks that got ragged on about being rednecks and having all their firearms and everything else, those are going to be the people that you're going to be seeking out. Those are going to be the people that you're going to be hiding behind. Those are going to be the people standing up for this country and doing what is right, while our leaders send our primary defense forces all around the world to be policemen for other countries. It's a sad state of affairs. It saddens my heart to know that we have come to this point. I urge everybody to do research, pay attention, look around you, and be prepared. I have children that I do not want to see harm come to. I do not leave my home without my American Express, shall we say. And without revealing too much, I have a couple American Express cards at least. So, just to keep things wrapped up and short and sweet, keep your head on a swivel, always be prepared. Do not act rashly, but if action is called for, be conscientious, be sparing unless required. Do not go out and cause trouble. Be the quiet one in the corner that everybody is afraid of. Do not act unless required. But make no mistake, the time may come where action is required from the quiet ones in the room. I look forward to making more videos for everybody who's watching. I look forward to talking about our Second Amendment and what it means for us. I hope to God that what I think might be happening isn't actually happening or does not come to fruition. Those of you that are God-fearing, those of you who talk to our higher power, go to church, pray, beg that we are spared, that nothing happens, that this is just a random video that some crazy guy driving down the road has made. I do not want to see anything happen to anybody, but in the off chance that something should, the entirety of my point is be prepared and be vigilant. And just remember, the quiet one in the room is the one that everybody's afraid of. They don't act, they don't speak, but when push comes to shove, they are not afraid. A lion doesn't need to remind the sheep he's a lion. God bless. Be safe.